Okay, so I am making sourdough brioche. And brioche bread is, it's a French bread that's somewhere between a pastry and a bread. So it's going to have a different texture than like your regular sourdough bread. A lot of times people will use brioche to make French toast because it has that, it's got a buttery flavor because you add a lot of butter and eggs. So I'll get on with it. Okay, so this recipe calls for a cup of sourdough. So I'm going to start with I'm going to measure half a cup out, which is really close to 100 grams. Usually when I measure half a cup out, it's a little bit less than 100 grams. So I'm going to need to do one more of those. And this is my active bubbly starter that I fed. I fed it this morning. And it is ready to go. It took it about 12 hours to be active, and I fed it, so I fed it twice now, 2 days in a row. Normally I keep my starter in the refrigerator until I get ready to bake with it. And I'll bake with it about once a week. Okay, so we've got a cup of that, and then I'm going to take, this is butter. We're going to do 2 sticks of butter, and it's softened butter. And we're going to put that in. You add all the ingredients you just add in together. So we've got 2 sticks of butter. I'm probably going to mix the wet ingredients up just a little bit before I add the flour in, just to kind of get them started. These are half sticks, and they are at room temperature. They will be easy. So lots of butter. And then we're going to do 4 eggs, 4 large eggs. My husband has done a video that tells you how to dry the eggshells and crush them up, and talks about why we do that for our chickens. So you can find that video on this little list of videos. Okay, so we've got and then we're going to do, so we did 4 eggs, and now we're going to do a half a cup of milk, and I am using whole milk for this. Okay, so I am going to lock that and turn it on low. Let it kind of mix a little bit. I have already measured out my milled flour. It is spring hard white wheat that we're using, and it's 3½ cups. I have a 1/4 cup of sugar and 1½ teaspoons of salt. Follow that in to the mix. And then I am going to mix this together for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's going to get glossy. It's going to look wet, and I'm going to be tempted to add more flour, but I'm not supposed to add more flour. We're going to let this mix, and I'll show you what it looks like at the very end after it's all come together and we cover it up. Okay, so we have finished with it ended up being 15 minutes instead of just 10 minutes. And the brioche dough is sticky and wet, and so we're just going to cover this in the bowl that we mixed it in, and let it set for 6 to 8 hours or until it has doubled. Let me show this to you so you kind of you can see what it looks like there. And we'll cover it with plastic wrap. And I'll show it to you when it's doubled. Hey, so we've taken our dough out of the refrigerator. The last time, so at the end of the last little segment, we were waiting for the dough to double, and it did. It doubled overnight. It about 9 hours. Of course, the kitchen was cold, and then I put it in the refrigerator so that so the brioche would be more easily handled and rolled into dough balls. We've taken that, and when I was taking it out of the bowl, it kind of started breaking apart. So I just took the balance and massed it and got the same amount in both of these quantities of 615 grams, and then divided that by 8 because I want to make 8 dough balls, and that's about roughly 77 grams. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my dough and add to it until I get close to 77, and then I'm going to make a dough ball from that. Right, so I'm going to roll the brioche dough, and we use, sometimes my letters run together. We used hard white spring wheat. We milled it, freshly milled, to make this brioche bread. So we're going to do 8 of these rolls or balls, and we're going to put them into, I've lined with paper, I've lined my bread pan with paper, and so I'm going to put 8 of those into this bread pan. I'm going to roll out 8, and we will put those into the bread pan. All right, so I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to see how this comes out. This is the first time I'm making brioche bread like this. So there we go. We got the 8 balls in there, and we're going to let these double in size. Cover them and let them double in size, and then we'll see what they look like before we pop them in the oven. Okay, so I've taken the brioche rolls out. They've doubled in size, and I have egg washed the first set. And so I'm going to go ahead and put them in the oven. And I'm going to take the second set out of the proving drawer. I ended up putting them in the proving drawer because I wanted them to rise a little bit quicker than if they were sitting in the cool kitchen. And so I went ahead and put them in the proving drawer and bread proofed them. And I'm doing just an egg wash, which is 1 egg with a tablespoon of water, and it will give the brioche rolls or bread a golden color when it comes out of the oven. So about to put the second set in and let them bake on 425 for about 25 minutes. Okay, so I just took the sourdough brioche rolls out of the oven, and they look yummy. I cannot wait to try them, but I'm going to let them cool first. While they're setting here, I'm going to get my cooling rack out and take them out of take them out of my pan. I'm also going to get the other set out because I think they're probably ready too. Put them in really close to the same time. So let me check the temperature on those. When you're baking bread, it should be over 200, and it is. So those should be done on the inside. And I had put parchment paper down so that it was, well, these pans they don't stick too bad, but let's see how this looks. Ah, ooh, 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 that's going to be so good. There's and it's so soft. So there's our brioche bread, and thanks for watching. This is what works for us mostly.